Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, aka BGFH, and I am back for another video. Something a little bit different this time. This time it's kind of going to be a combination of a low vision spotlight for iOS, but also an Access Unlocked video. So we are going to be looking at a game called The Girl Who Sold the World. It is currently it is a game that's available for iOS. It's a couple of bucks. I forget exactly what I paid for it, like $2-3. And it is some type of audio adventure game. I have not actually played it myself yet. I've just basically opened up the app, and the only thing I've really done is at the very beginning it says that you choose a language, and I hit English, and there you go. And the reason that this is going to be a low vision spotlight and an Access Unlocked video is if you follow AppleVis, if you go to the AppleVis website, you may have, the name of this game may have sounded familiar to you because the developer has been on the AppleVis forums and kind of getting feedback from users on what, how to make the game accessible, what would need to be done to make the interface work in like a pure audio only mode, or having a combination of still having the visual user interface and the audio. And so, having not played this game at all, we are going to take a look at it kind of live here, see what the game is all about. And, we'll play into it a little ways here. And as we go, the Access Unlock portion is just going to be my suggestions on maybe how we could make this game accessible to VoiceOver users so that maybe one day we can revisit this on the channel as an accessible game spotlight video. So, I should also mention before we get started here, as part of, the thread, the AppleVis thread about this game is, like I said, I've been in communication with the developer a little bit as well and getting some feedback and everything. And this may be a potential crowdfunding campaign. There may be a potential crowdfunding campaign in the future in order to basically build the accessible mode. So if that does come to pass, and if this game looks interesting to you on this video, I would highly suggest, like I said, follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And if I find out more about, if there is a crowdfunding, like a Kickstarter campaign or something, I would encourage people to financially support it because, again, speak with your wallet and support the games that are going to become accessible. So, The Girl Who Sold the World. I have no clue what this is about. I know that right now there's season 1 is out right now, so they're basically going to be putting it into seasons if they can keep up enough funding to keep the game going. I've got a few different games open here, but let's open the game. Now, I am playing this on my iPad Pro, the iSlab, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. So one of the developers' concerns is, as a low vision user, this might be a very hard game to see. Well, we're going to find out. So basically, if I'm using an iPad, this is actually not too bad to see. All right, we will connect with Skylar. Okay. Oh, we'll just listen here. I don't know if that text under Skylar is meaningful, or if that's just what that is. So we've got a play pause button in the lower middle. We've got a little dot 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 button on the left and a kind of a hamburger menu on the right. Okay, hello. Crank this up a little more. Okay. Okay.
Whoever you are, I'm getting your messages. The messenger has an integrated camera. Do you see me?
No, not yet.
Well, that's better than nothing. Maybe you can locate me? I have to know where I am.
Okay, so one thing that I would suggest is we're kind of going like this interface. I don't know what the engine, what game engine the developer is using, but like this interface is actually very clean as far as, you have big buttons across the bottom. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm splaining stuff. But like, this could be, I know on the AppleVis thread they were talking about like, having a separate like audio only mode where you wouldn't have any visuals whatsoever. I don't, on first glance, it doesn't really seem necessary because, you could use it VoiceOver's Explore by touch, and, you've got the text up on top. That's kind of looks like it might be your kind of chat log or your event log, as it were. And that could be navigable by VoiceOver. And these big buttons, again, I could turn VoiceOver on and I could slide my finger on one of them and then, slide or touch on one of them, double tap. I mean, your standard button VoiceOver interface. I mean, the only other thing I would say is for low vision, you have the buttons themselves are nice and big. You have a lot of kind of white space above and below. The font maybe could be a little bit bigger. I mean, even then it would be, you may not have both answers on one line. You may have, each button may have a couple of lines of text, but you could, have it a little bit bigger, or maybe even bold the text so that it stands out a little bit more, because the buttons are, they're kind of a middle background. They're not super light colored. But they're not, super dark either. All right, so let's see what's going on. Why is that important to you? First one sounds good.
That's a long story.
Okay.
He's not knowing where I am.
I have no idea where you are, lady. Okay, I'm sorry, but I can't get you. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn. That really would have saved my bacon right now.
Okay, maybe I can be of help. Maybe.
Quiet. I'll put you on mute. There's something moving. I can see a shape between the trees. Wait. It's moving in my direction. Are you still with me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting out of here. And I'm
So,
taking you with me.
okay. So what, is she in like a cabin or something? Because she said trees. Oh, okay. It's windy. Sounds cold.
Shit. Oh, my lighter. It must have fallen out inside.
Okay. Ha ha. Oh, and if I don't choose anything, she just makes it okay. So when they flash like that, that means you have a time limit.
Oh my god. Shit.
So that would be something where maybe the time would need to be extended.
Wait. He's pulling something heavy behind him. I'm scared.
So that the blind user would be able to,
What should I do?
so that she would be able to, find the buttons and stuff or flick to them. Let's see, just hide out here. Okay, hold on. The bed or... There, we'll go to the first one. Go to the cupboard. Because I figure under the bed they could still see. They would still be able to see under, maybe. Well, somebody's definitely walking out there. Walking around out there. Don't look in the cupboard. Better breathe quieter there, lady. Ah, shit. Okay. Why do I have a feeling this game just met an early end? Bad choices are us. Okay. Part of it was I didn't... Yeah, retry. Alrighty. So what threw me for a loop is that blinking choice where we could probably, go back or run out. So we probably wouldn't want to go right back into that cabin. That's probably what did us in. I'm kind of curious if I could have hid under the bed, but I kind of think if he was thorough enough to look through the cupboards, he would probably also look under the bed. I want to see what these bottom things are here. So I hit the little ... button, and that just says Skylar. There's nothing there, and there's a little back button, so I'm not sure what the ... button is, but let's look at our... Oh, geez. Oh, okay, so that basically brings up our whole event log, I think, of what we did. Yep, our last choice was just... Yep, okay. Okay, well, we'll retry one time.
Shit. Oh, my lighter. It must have fallen out inside.
I didn't get to read them because they go away so quick. I just chose the second one. Well, I get... So I'm not quite sure what I told her to do because... Okay, did you get it? It sounds like you did because I heard the clang.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Is he following you?
Can't talk.
So I wonder if this, like, I remember hearing a lot of, like, running and panting and whatever in that audio trailer that I posted on Twitter earlier this week. So this is probably kind of a scene through part of that. Other than the dialogue options, I'm curious to know if there are other gameplay mechanics to this. I mean, other than like the timed, like, oh, hurry up and make a quick choice. All right, hold on. Yes, I'm still here.
That was pretty close. I think I'm safe for now.
All right. Safe for now. Actually, I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna let me trying to remember which one is which here.
Volume 69%, adjustable. Brightness 38%, 48%.
I'm gonna crank up my brightness
VoiceOver off.
because I wonder if that'll make my button a little bit easier. A little bit. Because like I said, I mean, the button it's not super dark. Maybe if the text were a little thicker or bolder or something, but like, you know, or the contrast. On the iPad, the text is
It's a long story.
readable for me, but you know, yeah, using VoiceOver on this would be like, even for me, would be preferable because I would not be able to read this on a phone. Okay, but who were you running from? Okay. What the hell? On you, it's... Do you know him?
No, I don't know him. I don't know anyone here.
I don't even know who you are, lady. Alright, so why did you run away from him?
At the moment, I think it's smarter not to attract attention.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's see, but something must have happened.
Listen, I don't know what's happened here. I don't even know where here is.
I was about to ask you the same thing,
All I know
lady.
is that I woke up in the middle of the night with a piercing headache, tied up in a disgusting room.
That can't be good.
I can still feel the reminder on the back of my head.
I don't even know who I am, like... Alright, how did you get out of there? Yeah.
It wasn't that difficult. The door was half broken. The building was totally devastated, like a tornado had swept through it. Broken furniture all around, shards of glass and debris. I used one of the shards to cut the rope, then I ran out and...
Okay, and?
And nothing. No memory. This place, this whole area, it's completely foreign to me. The building I left seemed to be a school some time ago. There was a blackboard still hanging on the wall. I just kept running forward, away from there. odd here, you know?
Okay. Alright. What do you mean?
Just
So far, I've only had one choice. No multiple choices so far right now. Okay, nothing but wind.
Exactly. It's quiet. Unnaturally quiet. Not the slightest peep. No light. So somebody pushed pause. It really creeps me out. At least I don't have to speak to myself anymore. It certainly helps with stress reduction. The logo on the messenger says Skylar. That's what I'll call you. I know you
Oh,
obviously have your own names, but I can't remember my own. So, it's only fair.
okay, I guess I'm Skylar then. Okay. Alright, then what should I call you?
You can call me Francis.
Okay.
Maybe it's even my real name.
Huh. What should I say?
I found a lighter in my pocket. The kind soldiers used to have.
You sound like a Zippo.
It has an engraving.
Yep.
Walking
Sounds like-
with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light. Happy 16th to Francis from Dad.
Okay.
As long as I don't have a tendency for kleptomania, it should be mine.
Well, it explains
That's
why
I wanted to go back so desperately.
explains where Francis came from. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Francis. What now? Okay, yeah. What's next?
I have no idea. It's starting to get dark. Cold. There's nothing here. Nothing but an endless amount of trees.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. We could. Hey, can you? Boo. I won't be mean.
Skylar. I think there's something over there.
Okay, what do you mean? Is it moving? Probably.
No.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to be, but too far away. I can't really see it. I have to move closer.
Okay.
Hope nobody's watching me.
Okay, and what is it?
Still not sure. It seems to be a cabin. A pretty decayed cabin. Not that inviting. On the other hand, the roof over my head doesn't seem so bad at the moment.
Probably a Psycho Guy's cabin, but who knows? I don't know. Well, yeah. Wanna go in, basically?
I'm just gonna stay on the path. It should bring me a little closer.
Like I said, so far, if this is just dialogue choices, other than
All right. Now I have an overview.
other than how the game was created, like if it was in a certain engine or something, this seems pretty straightforward as far as making this accessible. Okay. Describe it to me.
The path I'm on leads to a fork. 4 trails, 4 directions. One smaller trail just off the main path leads up to the cabin. What do you think? What should I do now?
Okay, it says, what should I do now? But there's nothing... Oh, okay, now this is blank. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, now this... Now, here we go.
There?
I am. Okay, now this contrast, look at how big... look at how big the text is in here. And the contrast with this yellow, I mean, the text stands out a lot more. This is actually a lot easier for me to see. So I could go south, go east, go west,
To try now.
go north. Oh, I don't know. How's about, let's go north. Because why not?
Skylar,
Now
if
we've
you
got a
don't let me
plan.
go now.
I like it.
I think she said the cabin was north, right? I kind of wasn't fully paying attention because I was thinking about the game interface. And now I click the dots button and it doesn't do anything, so I can't do anything with that right now. But so it seems like that's my navigation indicator, or I can go into navigation mode essentially, is what that appears to be. But we'll find out. So we're still walking, or she's still walking. We'll try to get to another decision choice here. So I've been thinking about the interface. Actually, I'm gonna go to the home screen for a second. I've been thinking about, the interface. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, as far as like a totally blind person would easily be able to navigate this interface if the buttons were labeled and like you had a tab order or like a sequential order that would make sense. You could have the top part. You'd have your chat log. You could explore by touch and flick, between like your chat log and your 3 bottom buttons, or, like if there's a middle, like a choice button in the middle there, where our dialogue choices are. That would be totally doable as far as, like I said, if it was created in, I don't know what language or whatever, what engine you're using for the to develop the game, but if it's one of Apple's coding languages or a common coding languages that VoiceOver can plug into, I would like to think that would actually be fairly straightforward. Unity, if you're using something like Unity, traditionally that's the problem, is that game engines like Unreal Engine or Unity, they don't natively have accessibility plugins. Essentially, they don't have those types of things. So like VoiceOver or any other screen reader for that matter, TalkBack on Android or Narrator or NVDA on Windows or something like that. But I did email the developer as well with the link to the Unity accessibility plugin and a couple of even the videos that I've recorded for things like Blindy Match and I just went stupid. Crafting Kingdom, which both use this Unity plugin to allow VoiceOver access to the interface through Unity. So even that is starting to become possible. There is also a couple of games that I can think of they're not really audio. Well, one of them is audio, and one of them is just straight up text and voiceover. And I've done videos on both. So there's a game called Alter Ego, which I did a full Let's Play through. And Alter Ego is basically, it's got a whole bunch of... let me actually just go to the App Store. And I will do a search. Now, I don't know... Let's see, let's flip this sideways here so I get a bigger keyboard. A, L, okay, T, E, R, E, G, O. I don't know if it's going to show up under iPad. Because I was going to show you screenshots of it. These don't look like it.
VoiceOver on. App Store.
Let me
Filters,
check something
button.
here.
Filters button.
Filters.
Supports iPad only. Sort by relevance. Category any. Price any. Supports iPad only. Selected. Back button. Selected. iPad only. iPhone only.
I'll go to iPhone only.
Filters button. Alter Ego. A life simulation game. 4.5 stars. 18.
Oh,
rating,
that
button.
was it. Okay.
Alter Ego. Search. Back button.
So if I go to the screenshots here, yeah.
VoiceOver off.
And like I said, if you go to, go look up under the, actually, I don't remember if I did an iOS accessible app spotlight for it or not. But I know I did a full Let's Play, so I have a playlist for Alter Ego. And look at the middle screenshot there. You have this whole tree. Basically, you're going through, it's kind of like the game of life in app form. And you're hitting on one of these icons that have, these different like intellectual or social or whatever, and then you get some sort of event that you usually have to interact with some choice, like how do you respond to this situation, and something can happen. So, even though it's not using recorded audio, VoiceOver will read like the text on the right screenshot there. That is fully accessible to VoiceOver. And like I said, I did the full Let's Play of this game, and it was one of the deeper and really fun accessible games like that. So, you have something like that. You have, there's a couple of other games. There was another Kickstarter. I think I said I emailed the developer. I did an accessible game spotlight for the video for the stupid game too. I just went blank. I'll put it in the description down below. But again, that one would be another very good example of having a visual interface that is also accessible to VoiceOver, because I backed that game on Kickstarter, and I had communicated with the developer, and I think other people did as well, and they made it. They did the full season, or I think there's 1 or 2 seasons of that game out, and they are, it was really good, and you had a visual interface as well. Another game that I recently covered on the channel, Heathcote. Again, there's a couple little quirks with that game, but that again had some it had like a background picture depending on what environment you were in, and then you would have little icons that you could flick through, and that was a fully recorded game too. You were like this paranormal hunter person thing. And it even had like some capture mini games that you could do that were accessible that you could do. There's also, this kind of being on a radio communicating with somebody. I don't remember the name of the game, but let me look on my Apple Watch because there's been a few of them.
Apple Store. Dark sky. Find. Flat. 4 letters. Heart rate. Home. Just press record. Lifeline.
Lifeline. There we go. I've done an accessible game spotlight for a game called Lifeline. That again had you communicating with someone, moreover in real time, but that was VoiceOver accessible. Again, if you check out my iOS accessible game spotlight videos, there are several apps in several different ways that can make, that would be able to be comparable to how you could make this game accessible. Let's keep playing a little bit longer because I want to see if there's more than just dialogue choices. And then I probably will go, before we wrap up the video, I'll just go to my iOS accessible game spotlight video playlist and like kind of point out some of the games that and maybe I can think of that game that I couldn't remember.
I don't really want to nag, but there's nothing here but trees. Maybe I should return back to the cabin.
Sure. Alright. Okay, what could you...
Maybe you're right. I'm just exhausted.
I have a feeling we went the wrong way. Keep moving.
Whatever you say.
I have a funny feeling we made the wrong decision, bub. Because the wind actually sounds like it's getting a little bit stronger. She's probably going to end up passing out. Something tells me we made the wrong decision.
I can't go on any longer.
Well, you can't you can't stop. You have to either go back or keep moving. Try to... Okay, try to keep moving, basically. She's still okay. Do you know how to... Oh.
Yeah, sure. What? How is this even possible?
Gotta keep doing it, man. What do you mean?
Every damn bridge I touch just crumbles into dust.
Uh-oh. Yeah, what is?
I can't make a fire. I can't. I can't make a fire.
Okay, please calm down. Crying won't get... Well, we'll try to be nice for now. Okay, that didn't work. Just wait for a while, okay. And she's gonna freeze to death. She's gonna pass out. Yep. I've got a bad feeling we went down the wrong path, at least for now. We don't have enough resources to continue north, okay? Okay, stay awake. Yeah. She's calming down, which kind of is a bad thing, I think, because she's probably gonna... She's probably in hypothermia or something right now. I don't hear breathing anymore. Uh-oh, Francis. Wakey, wakey. Everything all right? Of course it isn't. She probably froze to death. Oh, okay. She's not dead yet. Yet. I knew it. No, I knew when she started calming down like that. Think, man, I'm not. I'm just making all the wrong choices, man. This is, yeah. So if I do retry.
Where to now?
Oh, okay, so it gives me a checkpoint. Okay, well, we're definitely not gonna go. Let's go, east.
Okay, you think that's best.
We'll go for wrong choice number 3 and then we'll wrap up the video.
What the hell? What's that sound?
I don't know.
Oh no. I hope it isn't getting buggy. Huh? It's really weird. A small icon is flashing on my messenger. It looks like waves or something.
Okay. Alright, what can we do? Let's see. So flashing like crazy. Nothing special. Let's,
Please shut up and just keep going.
Okay, do you want me to give you... Okay, do you want me to give you some... some time alone? Are you talking to me?
Sorry, I didn't mean you. The messenger itself. Great! Now it's getting even louder. Damn it! How do I turn it off? Shit! Skylar, what are you doing? Stop playing with your messenger.
I'm not doing anything. Yeah, so now we have 3 different choices. I didn't do anything. Okay, excuse me, I'm being okay. Sorry, my boss comes in. I'm not doing anything.
It's displaying a message that another device is trying to pair with mine. Are you sure it wasn't you? Maybe you unlocked a hidden menu or something.
I have no idea. Okay. I'm dead sure. I hope I didn't screw it up. Okay. I'm a geek. Trust me. You know what? Yeah, totally.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's getting
louder and
faster.
louder. And it's flashing quicker.
Faster, yep. You're gonna explode! This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds, Mission Impossible style. I have to turn it off right now.
Okay, I'll do that.
Turn it on 2 minutes, sure.
Okay. I'll get back again as soon as the flashing is calmed down. Over and out.
So I wonder if that's going to be real time. Okay, we're flashing. It's all glitchy. Oh. Okay, it is one of those games. So, it looks okay. So, the other thing it asked me, I forgot when I first started, it says, please, allow notifications. So, while we're doing that, I am going, oh, that's still going to be, okay. While we're waiting for, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go to my Chrome, and I'll go to YouTube really quick. And let's see, let's go to my channel, and I'll kind of point out some of those games that I was talking about earlier, because like I said, I think there's a lot of reference points. So we got home videos, playlists. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch. We got VR, iOS low vision. So PC accessible game spotlight, that can give you some ideas as well, but although, the iOS will make more sense just because that's what platform we're working with. But let's go and find, you see, again, look at the Papa Sangre games. Those were, different types of games, but they have at least some visual representation, as well as mainly being audio. And there's that Heathcote that I told you about. That would be a good game to check for interfaces that are similar. We got Let's Play. Oh, those are fun. What can I say? We've got a lot of videos on this channel. Okay, blindfolded. Yeah, we got to do more of those videos. iOS accessible games. Let's go here.
Start. Dim.
Hello again, welcome back to
Okay, and we're not going
BGFH.
to do that. We are going to look and see. Let's go down. Oh. Okay, let's cha-cha-cha. Yeah, it's a little tricky to, okay. Let me see. Nebula game. Blindfold. Crafting Kingdom, there's the Unity game I was talking about. Blindy Match, there's the other Unity game I was talking about. Here's another puzzle game that is, again, you don't have to necessarily get rid of the visual interface. Okay, there's Heathcote. Oh yeah, Soul Trapper, that's the one I was thinking of that had the mini games in it. That's right, Heathcote, that was totally different. A Dark Room, that is the other one I was really trying to think of. A Dark Room, it's not audio, but it's actually really good as far as like, kind of like the Alter Ego. There's a lot going on there. Trivia, there's one other game I'm trying to find. Oh wait, why isn't it? Oh, okay, I gotta remove that one or put that. I put that in the wrong. Ninja Twins is not accessible. I'm sorry. Huh. I want to find. So Lifeline, I talked about that. Yeah, I gotta go through. I've made a couple of mistakes on some of these videos. Sixth Sense Zombie. There's one other game I want to find. Slammed. Codename Cygnus. There you go. Codename Cygnus. That was the other one that was kickstarted and kind of reminds me a lot of this because you're playing basically these audio drama. It was almost like they kind of compared it to like a 1940s radio drama. And again, the voice acting was really good. they had the sound effects. It was like kind of like an audio movie. Codename Cygnus. Yes, I backed that on Kickstarter. Played through everything that's out in that so far. So that was actually very cool. So again, just go through, if you see a game that has some sort of interface that looks similar to, this type of game, if you're creating, those are really good ways to compare and actually think of a way to make this accessible. So 2 minutes should well be up. Let's pop back into our game here, shall we? What? I thought it said 2 minutes, didn't it? Didn't I? Hope I didn't say 2 hours. Crapola. Well, that might be where we have to. I'll give it a couple more minutes, but that is at least a very brief look at The Girl Who Sold the World. It's in its visual form. The whole game is played out through audio. It's just you're using a visual interface, buttons, basically a few buttons in order to, command Francis what to do, where to go. And like I said, that codename Cygnus, Heathcote, Soul Trapper, Alter Ego, all of those other games, like, I would lean toward keeping one interface, if possible, and just let VoiceOver do its thing, because, blind and visually impaired users are not going to mind, hearing the text-to-speech intermingled with the recorded audio, because that happens all the time. You're listening to the game itself, in its audio, but then the game kind of stops, when you have to make a decision, and then that can basically be handled via VoiceOver gestures. Not only if you're using VoiceOver, you can also provide Braille support, because if VoiceOver is able to speak what's in a button, what's in a control, what's in the text log, whatever gets spoken can also be outputted in refreshable Braille, should somebody have a refreshable Braille display. So, those are all good reasons to kind of consider that interface. And not to mention, then you're also you only have to keep up with making one interface. Like, once you get the visuals, the buttons and everything, all the interface elements labeled and everything, you're not designing for two separate gesture interfaces, essentially two different games, game interfaces essentially. So in the long run, I think it actually makes it easier. So if it's possible to do that, to do it that way, that would probably be my suggestion. Again, I don't know what engine this is built in, if you're just using like, if it's something that can interface directly with iOS and the VoiceOver, the VoiceOver interfaces. If you're using something like Unity, that could be an issue. But then again, checking out things like Crafting Kingdom and Blindy Match, a couple examples of two very different types of games that are fully visual, that are both made to be accessible. So, that can be done as well. So, I don't know if there are other gameplay hooks to this, like if it's mainly just responding to different, choosing responses or choosing a direction. I don't know if there's any other mini games later on. I don't know. But that will have, we'd have to figure that out eventually as well. But so far from what I've played, I've seen a lot of other games do similar things, and I think, that it could be done. So that is kind of a look at A Girl Who Sold the World. Like I said, if it comes available as a Kickstarter or other crowdfunded campaign, I would probably, I would definitely recommend supporting it. Let's try to open it one last time, because I swore I only said 2 minutes, and it just closes right away. Let's close it. I'm going to close everything here, and we're going to try to... Yeah, okay, now it just crashed. I don't know if that's actually a crash, or if that is the game just not letting me open it because it just closes itself until it is allowed to be opened again. Let me disconnect from my AirPlay and let me try, because maybe something with AirPlay could be interfering. Oh, okay. So all of a sudden... Oh, okay, connect. So that's interesting. Connect with Skylar. So I'm going to... So it let me open the app now. Let me... So it might have been an AirPlay issue. Okay. There we go. So let's see if we can continue where we left off. Okay, so we're booting up again. Okay, yep, so now we're flashing back in. Or out. Okay. Not quite sure. I'll have to go back and look at the video at the last choice that I made, but I just kind of browsed through it, and I thought it might have said 2 minutes, but I may have just glanced at it and read it wrong. But anyway, like I said, I will come back to this game, especially if and when they do get the accessibility mode put into it. But yeah, I'll have this passed on to the developers as well. They're more than free to watch it as well, and hopefully some my few thoughts in this video. And if you go back and look at, so like I said, some of the other games that I recommended for iOS, there's a lot of different things. Yeah, I really hope that, because the premise of this sounds actually really interesting. I want to know who she is, who I am, who the person chasing her is, why she ended up in that room. I mean, there's a lot of questions. So I definitely am intrigued enough to want to play through the rest of the story, or at least season 1. And I'm hoping there isn't some like god-awful cliffhanger that it's like, no, now I really need to know what happens. Hopefully season 1 kind of, wraps it up at least. You can have a few questions, but hopefully there's kind of a satisfying conclusion to that. But I am intrigued nonetheless. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay, but again, this is a combination of a kind of a sneak peek at a game that's not quite accessible yet, and also kind of another access unlocked with some suggestions on how one might turn, like, again, what should be something that is accessible, because it is 95-98% audio already, making it accessible the rest of the way. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it helped. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.